As we face a tremendous amount of new reports of sightings of unidentified flying objects every single year, with over 2,000 sightings in 2018 alone, it is no wonder then that many of these incredible events can go without being noticed by the general public despite incredible levels of detail, evidence and proof of the experience and what it means for the future of our planet. Understanding the importance of bringing to light even the most forgotten reported UFO sightings, our researchers here at Unexplained Mysteries have gathered the most important UFO encounters that need to be within the scope of public knowledge. So today, we will be discussing 5 UFO encounters and experiences that you most likely have never even heard about until now. Hangzhou UFO sighting. With many sightings of unidentified flying objects, it becomes apparent that not only do skeptics try their hardest to disprove that what was seen was an actual alien presence, but that nothing was even in the air in the first place. This appears to be an impossible task when discussing the Hangzhou UFO sighting. Back in 2010, on the 7th of July, the Zhoushan airport located in Hangzhou in China ceased all operations and was temporarily shut down as a strange anomaly hovered over the airport. The first witnesses of the unidentified flying object was a flight crew preparing to land at the airport at approximately 8:40 p.m. They quickly notified the air traffic control department as the object was not only a safety risk for all incoming flights preparing to descend, but appeared to be strange in nature and could have possibly been an extraterrestrial craft. Within minutes, the Chinese aviation authorities responded by grounding all outbound flights and diverting any inbound flights away from the airport in fear of the craft's abilities. After an hour, the craft disappeared and the flight traffic control quickly resumed functions. As an investigation continued into the incident, it turned out that roughly an hour prior to the event, others had spotted and taken pictures of a strange UFO that appeared to have been surrounded in golden light and exhibiting a comet-like tail in the sky. Other witnesses reported that the object changed and then began emitting red and white rays of light in all directions. Despite so many eyewitnesses and the fact that the object itself hovered over the airport for roughly an hour, only one photograph remains depicting the object, pointing to a possible cover-up of the situation made by the Chinese government, who released very few details of the investigation. Norwegian spiral anomaly. Lasting for over 10 minutes, a large, strange spiral anomaly formed in the night skies above northern Norway and Sweden, and was seen across a vast distance in a massive spectacle. The strange object appeared to have originated from a blue streak of light that began radiating in the sky in a perfect spiral shape, with a darkened center almost as if it was appearing to be a wormhole opening up in the night sky. Almost immediately, calls from all across the area began flooding the Norwegian Meteorological Institute as residents wanted to know what was going on and what they were witnessing above them. To provide a quick explanation and to calm the minds of the individuals panicking from what they were seeing, a popular Norwegian astronomer posited that the sighting was nothing more than a fireball meteor in the sky burning up. However, this was quickly disproven as the object continued lingering in the sky for a much longer time than a fireball meteor of any kind could have persisted for. To quickly supply an answer for the event as the public began to grow uneasy once more, the Meteorological Institute began speculating that the event could have been nothing more than a rare Northern Lights event, despite the fact that no such event existed and no proof for any such claim was ever put forward. Many UFO enthusiasts were the first to make the connections between the recent high-energy experiments that were occurring at the Large Hadron Collider nearby, and believed that the event being witnessed could have been that of a wormhole opening up or as evidence of extraterrestrial involvement attempting to make their presence known. Though many photographs and recordings of the event took place along with a tremendous amount of witness reports, an official explanation has yet to be offered by the Norwegian or Swedish government, and it did not take very long before the incident faded into obscurity. Height 611 UFO Incident. During the reign of the Soviet Union, there was a tremendous amount of sightings and UFO incidents that were cast aside and forgotten about due to the fact that the government of the Soviet Union worked tirelessly to hide evidence of extraterrestrials from its citizens in fear of its people discovering that there were higher powers that extended beyond the power and control of the Soviet Union. Because of this, many of these incidents are not well known even amongst dedicated members and researchers of the alien community. One of these such events was the Height 611 UFO incident that occurred back in 1986 on the 29th of January in the small town of Dalnogorsk. According to the residents of the town, a strange reddish orb of a massive size was spotted at around 8 p.m. that had passed over the town. This reddish orb was described as being half as large as the moon overhead and to have appeared to have been similar in colour and luminescence to that of a dark red flame. Eyewitnesses also noted that as the object flew parallel to the ground, it made no noise of any kind as it passed over something that seemed impossible to accomplish with even the most advanced aircraft imaginable. Using specified witness timeframes and the flight path of the object, investigators calculated that the orb flew at approximately 34 miles per hour and that it was flying roughly 700 to 800 meters above the ground. As the object continued its flight path overhead, it suddenly began descending quickly and crashed into the side of the mountains located near the town. Oddly enough, every witness reported that not only did the object crash into the side of the mountain and appeared to have exploded or spread temporarily as a natural wildfire before dissipating and completely disappearing, but that as it crashed, it made no sound whatsoever, which is a feat that is impossible to accomplish regardless of any advancements made in flight capabilities, as it seems to defy the fundamental laws of physics themselves. Further investigation yielded interesting results, as some rocks at the impact site had drops of lead that had previously been molten before solidifying on the rocks in the cold. Not only this, but rare earth metals were also recovered in the vicinity that were not naturally found in any types of deposits on the mountain previously. Unfortunately, the pictures taken by the investigators at the time, when later developed, turned out to be blank, almost as if they had been swapped out entirely and replaced with fresh film in an effort to cover up the evidence gathered at the location of impact. The official explanation provided by the Soviet Union at the time was that a meteorite had recently impacted the site and was the cause of the strange findings of the rare earth metals and strange chemical composites. However, the provided explanation had failed to explain the eyewitness accounts of the event, as well as the fact that sightings of strange red orbs landing on the mountainside would continue at the site over the next few years. The close encounters of Cusack. Though there are a tremendous amount of reported cases of eyewitness accounts of unidentified flying objects, it is very rare for eyewitnesses to report a direct sighting of an alien presence or extraterrestrial life form seen in clear detail during the event. This appears to not be the case when analysing the close encounters of the commune of Cusack located in France. On the 19th of August, back in 1967, two children, a 13-year-old boy and his 9-year-old sister, ran to the police and alerted them of a strange sighting. They claimed that as they were watching the cows in a nearby field, they noticed that there appeared to be 4 small people that were completely covered in a weird dark material and stood at roughly 47 inches tall. At first, they were not afraid of these strange people and originally thought it was other children around their age, but began panicking when they noticed these strange beings suddenly begin to rise in the air and float up towards a metal disc-like object floating above them that was no more than roughly 15 feet in diameter. At first, the officers didn't know what to make of the kids' story, but noticed that the children appeared to be truly fearful as they continued to describe the scene in vast detail. Quickly, the officers followed the children to the sighting and noticed that there appeared to be a strange sulfur smell in the air near where the object was seen to have been hovering, and that a large patch of dried grass had suddenly appeared in the area. After the police filed the report of the incident, the French government stepped in and conducted their own private investigations of the event and have yet to release any gathered information or investigation details. As time went on, the story died down and the government felt compelled to keep all gathered details of the investigation a secret and refused to acknowledge the case's existence up until March of 2007, when the French government released hundreds of declassified UFO investigations on their government website over 40 years after the event. But what do you all think of these incredible UFO sightings? Be sure to let us know by sharing your questions and answers down in the comment section below, and work to help us to continue growing this wonderful community that works tirelessly to help solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.